And our last story is from Senegal. The West African nation is unearthing the truth behind a brutal chapter of its colonial past. Archaeologists have unearthed clues about a French colonial massacre at the Thiaroye military cemetery near Senegal's capital, Dakar. The site is believed to hold the remains of West African soldiers massacred by French troops in 1944 during World War II. Around 1,600 West African soldiers fought for France and were later captured by the Germans. After their release, they were sent to a French military camp in Thiaroye. They demanded equal pay and the same treatment as white French soldiers. But on December 1st, 1944, French colonial forces opened fire on the unarmed troops. The exact death toll remains disputed. Colonial records state that about 70 were killed, but new research suggests between 300 to 400 Africans may have died. Many victims were secretly buried, and official records were altered or destroyed. The Thiaroye military cemetery, created in 1926, is believed to contain some of their graves for decades. French colonial archives remained inaccessible, blocking any full investigation. Last year, archaeologists in Senegal began excavating the cemetery to find physical evidence of the massacre. They discovered burial containers and 7 skeletons, some showing signs of violence, missing bones, bullet wounds, and iron chains. One skeleton was found with a bullet near the heart, indicating it was shot at close range. Researchers say the graves were later rearranged to disguise the massacre.
There were many clues, many things that were discovered here. For example, there were boots, collar tabs, military buttons. So that really indicates the nature of the clothing worn by those buried here. And that leads us to believe that they were soldiers. They were indeed soldiers who were buried here.
Archaeologists have now submitted their findings to President Bassirou Diomaye Faye, calling the massacre premeditated and covered up. The next steps include DNA testing to trace victims' origins, ballistics analysts to identify weapons that were used, and ground-penetrating radar to locate deeper mass graves.
We have been searching for this truth for 81 years now. If we can get the ground to speak and the ground gives us the truth, I believe there is nothing more important than that. So for us, this is a significant step forward in the search for this truth.
Now, in November last year, marking 80 years since the killings, French President Emmanuel Macron officially acknowledged the Thiaroye massacre, marking a rare admission of colonial atrocity by France. Senegal, once a key French ally in Africa, also announced the expulsion of French troops last year, joining a regional wave of countries asserting their sovereignty. The final withdrawal was completed this July, with a ceremony marking the handover of France's last military base in Senegal. Meanwhile, President Faye has vowed to continue the excavations and honour the memory of the soldiers who died demanding equality. A buried chapter in history is now finally being given a voice as Senegal seeks truth, justice and dignity for its fallen heroes.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all 3 just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.